Hello, my name is Charlie, and welcome to a new episode of Float Tales. Today, we're going to be talking about finding your line. So, when I say finding your line, when you're riding a one wheel, mountain bike, whatever you're riding, and you're just kind of zooming along, you always have to be scanning and paying attention to where you're going. Makes sense, right? I mean, you've always got to be looking, but especially when you're on a one wheel, like you got to be paying attention to the cracks, the bumps, the dips in the road, the potholes, all of that stuff. And it's something that you learn pretty quickly when you start riding. And you also learn your limitations. So you learn that you may not be able to ride through certain things, so you avoid them. And this morning, somebody posted a video on YouTube, no, on Facebook, of me riding in a group ride down in Miami, Florida. And I'm with a big group of people, but I'm riding on a seawall, like inches from the water. And I'm just kind of cruising. I was having a blast at that moment. And it turned out to be a really cool video. But it also got me thinking about finding my line. Because that 5 years ago for me would have been a ridiculous ride. When I started, I would never have hopped up on that seawall and cruised along. So I was thinking about finding my line, and it made me think and reflect on my first group ride. My first ride with any other people who rode one wheels ever was in Raleigh, North Carolina 5 years ago. It was an event called Oak City Shred Fest. It was the first year of that. In a month, they're having number 5, and it's going to be amazing. And but at that time, I had no idea what I was getting into. Literally, I packed up my truck ready for the weekend, and I drove to Raleigh, North Carolina, and was full of unknown. I was excited and also a little bit anxious about what I might encounter while I was there. And one of the things that I was admittedly concerned about was being able to just keep up in the group ride, to ride with other people and to not fall down, to not slow people down. Like, I didn't know the pace of it, all that. And of course, Oak City, like, that crew was really good about letting everybody know, whoever comes, we're going to adapt the ride to your skill level. Don't worry about it. Just come out, enjoy, have fun. They did everything they needed to do to try to make us feel comfortable. But the way that my brain works, I was still anxious as I pulled up into the parking lot, or the parking spot down in downtown Raleigh, to go for that ride. And I remember getting my one wheel out of the truck, got on my helmet, and I start riding to the meetup point. And I look up the hill on the road. I kind of heard this noise, and I looked up, and there were these two guys named Bodie and Elijah who are like coming down towards me from the other direction. And they pop up on a curb and then drop off the curb, and then they go to, like, there's a manhole cover in the road, and they pop off of it and like bonk up into the air. And it's like Bodie's doing his thing and Elijah's doing his thing, and they're just playing. They're having so much fun. And here I am riding up, and my goal for the group ride is survival. Like, I'm like, I don't even know how they're doing all this stuff. It was really cool to watch, and also something that seemed like impossible to ever be able to get to that point. As I started thinking about finding my line and how we find our lines, and reflecting this morning, like, what I do now when I'm out riding, whether it's with a group or by myself, is I'm really having fun. I'm playing. Like, I'm still scanning for my ride. I'm paying attention, my line. I'm paying attention to what's coming up, what's next, all of that. But I'm having fun with it. So I'm looking for opportunities to play and, I don't know, just kind of push it and have fun. And it's a totally different thing than when my first year or two, when I was riding a one wheel, when it really was all about survival. And this applies to our life too. And so that's why I'm sharing it today. Because in life, we're also finding our line. We're paying attention, hopefully, to what's coming at us in life, and we're scanning for obstacles. And a lot of times we're trying to avoid the obstacles and get around them. Um, Most of the time, I think for a lot of us, we're in that survival mode. The destination is our objective, and we're just trying to get to that destination as safely in one piece as we possibly can. And um, survival's okay. Like like that first group ride for me in Raleigh was life changing, and I'll share more stories about that another time. But I'm so glad I did it. But I also am glad for the example that Bodie and Elijah set for me, because I knew that there was more. And the same is true for us in life. Like, we can find that survival line and spend our lives surviving and getting to the destination, avoiding the obstacles, or if we really want to, we can actually thrive as we find our line. And I want to invite you to entertain that idea of thriving. God creates us for more. We are unique and amazing creations, and life is a unique and amazing gift. And we do have the opportunity to thrive in life as well. That is out there, but it's going to take time. It's going to take practice. It's going to take failure. It's going to take strength. It's going to take determination. Like, we have to go after it. And I just want to encourage you to go after that thriving, that line where you're actually thriving in life. And I'm not always there. Like, a lot of days for me, wake up is just survival, but I'm aiming for more of those days where I'm thriving. Just like every time I go out there and ride the Onewheel, now I'm really thriving. I'm in my zone. I'm having fun. It's not always easy, but we all have the opportunity to level up and discover lines in life that go way beyond survival. So I invite you to join me in chasing that opportunity.